Actually, no. What would be the best way to go about it? I'm just having actor and bunch of compo. Okay, so it's gonna be gonna call it obstacle base. Okay, and you are going to have static mesh. Okay, and now I'm going to make components. And we're gonna call this asset properties. And now I need okay, what I need now is actually blueprint class. We're going to have you as a actor component, and we'll call you BPC properties base. Okay, and in this class, we're going to duplicate it and make it. Okay, first I want to have a parent folder. Okay, here in properties base, you're going to have this class on begin play. Get owner. So I want to get owner actor component. Get component by class. We're gonna take this actor here and say we want static mesh component. Actually, no, we actually don't want mesh component. Owner actor. Now we're gonna set another one. Owner mesh component. And we're gonna put this also in components. What else do I need? Oh, collision. No, I don't think I need collision. Maybe? Hmm. No, I don't think I need collision. Okay, let's see. I want to save a static mesh. Can I plug this value in here? No. Okay, so this might be problem, but what I can do is to get no, I don't think that's a good way to go about it. Okay, but I do want to have another one will be skeletal mesh. Do I need skeletal mesh? Probably not. But in case I did, it would probably be worth keeping it. If you're valid, set this. And in here, if you're not valid, just go to the next one. And I also want to get is valid. Another actor will pretty much always be present, so that should be fine. Yeah, and in here, I want to have VPC obstacle object rotate. Actually, maybe there is already a rotate. Gameplay control rotation. Okay, let's see what this does. Not you. Eliminate level. Okay, that's not really done yet. Let's see what I can do in here. Okay, I want to have, let's say, oh, that's not what I want then. Okay. Okay, how do I remove component? I'll just click delete. Maybe because I am in play. Yeah. Okay, object rotate. Cool. And on enable rotation. Okay, in here I want to have disable one tick. And I want parent class to disable the tick. Okay, that means I want to have this on enable rotation. I want to have that, and now we're going to get static mesh component. That should have from my parent class, which I also smartly have not actually set up. Okay, we're gonna get static mesh component, and we're going to set the relative rotation. On tick multiplied by delta seconds. Okay, set relative rotation of parent of it compared to its parent, which is what I want. And I'm gonna have it as event tick. So it's going to be a static rotation. So if we are using static rotation, okay, we might as well just set this variable as delta seconds. I'll need it. In fact, yeah, let's do that. These things need to be stored on begin play. Now on enable rotation, we're enabling this. And then we start to tick. I think add rotation would be a better one than set. Now what I can do is say where's my obstacle base? Is it this? Yes. Here we go. And it's spinning. Nice. So we go to the spin, that direction, this direction. Beautiful. Helicopter, helicopter. Motherfucker. Stop pressing on the goddamn thing. Now, the question is, how do I make this work? Because this is a curve based on value. Now I have to fit time. Event on timer. Timer by event. Will help you start off without using timeline, right? That's the only really solution. Well, Timelines and performance. Okay, float curve timelines. I could get elapsed time, and then I could subtract. No. I want to have timeline duration. I need to have a float called timeline duration. And now that's time elapsed. So what I need is to basically loop timeline. So I would go and get that elapsed timeline. We're gonna start to reset them. And so what I'm gonna do is set timer by event. So on now, on tick, we're gonna run set timer by event. No, that will not work well. Actually, let's try it. Let's see 1 second. And let's do custom event and just print blah, 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 blah. Exactly. And for now, let's set this to the only exit because we're debugging anyway. Okay, so I will expect this to trigger. Let's go on. No. What's gonna happen if I have it on debug key B, for example? Okay, should nothing fucking happen. Why? Why are you not working? Let's see. case because something fucked up. Running tick enabled. Enable rotation. Let's go and begin play. Okay, we know you're working. But now you're not doing this. Is it because the timer repeats itself? What would happen if I did this instead? Maybe there's some reason why you cannot print. Okay, you're not triggering this event. What's gonna happen if I do looping? Nothing. Why? This is fucking frustrating. What's your problem? What the fuck is your problem? Max mouse per frame. No, that doesn't do anything. Let's see. What would happen if I did this? Set timer by event and did it now. I'm gonna get you this delegate. I'm gonna print. Well, we didn't fire this event. Why are we not firing this event? Why am I not filing this event? Okay, I am firing this event. Every so often. Okay, so this is a fixed delay. But I do not know why you reset the once. That's confusing to me. Like event tag. Why are you ignoring the ones? Okay. What's gonna happen if I do this instead? Oh, interesting. Oh, because you do it once and you're looping it. Okay, that explains a lot. Okay. Okay, so now what I want is actually now I think of it, I could probably run the very same script for the other components. I can just copy it. Okay, we're gonna call it reset do once. No, reset timer by event. And this will run by this. And that's something we're gonna reset every so and so. Reset timer by event. And now this should create me a loop where interesting with 0, it doesn't actually reset. Okay. Okay. And what I can do now is also say custom event update timer. No, normalize timer. What I'm gonna do now is get elapsed timer. And add to this value timeline duration. Okay, that will give me a reset time at current time elapsed plus timeline duration. Front point of trigger. Okay, set reset timeline at. Get reset on time elapsed. Okay, that's going to do that. Actually, no, I want to have the best. Okay, you're going to do this. Okay, now for that. Geometry cache. Okay. Already storing it. So a geometry cache component, that's gonna give us this value. Okay. And that means on event tick, we're doing this. And then it resets. But event tick, I have it in here. Okay. I need to have it rotate. Oh, I still need this. We're going to call curve based rotate. And we're going to delay action by frame. Then I'll use this in okay, I want to delay until next tick. And the reason why I want you to delay until next tick is because on the first tick, it will run through this timer. Actually, I want to get reset time elapsed before you use the because before you run the curve. Okay, you're gonna reset. You're gonna get reset time elapsed, and then from there on, I'm safe. Um, okay, that will basically give me check, time elapsed, check, time elapsed. Now what I want on tick to run is curve-based rotate if it's not a static rotation. So we're gonna wait until next frame to get this timer value. No, but that's going to keep it forever. You know what? That's not really a good way to go about it. What would be a good time to get the time elapsed? And what I think might be fine. You will just start with 0. Need to rotate on the second frame to start on 0. I think that's okay. Okay, that's gonna allow me to pull curve, yeah? Yeah. So I need this, and here I need to in time. So what I will need to do is create a function that will always return me 1. I mean, no, that needs to return me that time between A and B. So I want to take time elapsed and subtract it. From reset timeline at. This will always be higher than this. So if I subtract higher value from low, that's going to give me a positive value. And that will give me a current time. And that can be seconds, because what I have to do is I'm going to have to make sure that this is in line with timeline duration. Can I get timeline duration as a... Maybe there's a length. Set frame rate, resize in frames. Oh, that's pretty nice. Precise number of frames. That frame rate, that's all animation data. Get number of frames. No, that's the animation data model. but what I need is a curve float. Let's see, what values does a curve float has? It has... Oh! Well, fuck me. So this would be time, I guess, like from say 4. Yeah, okay, so you give me time, and that returns this value. Ah, fuck. Okay. I can get that. Let's see. Drag to blend values. Okay, maybe I could get a different curve. Let's see what other curves there are. What the fuck are you? Let's see, curve. Float, vector, linear curve, is curve. What's the difference? It's is curve. Okay, Unreal, different types of curves. It's trigger, right? No. Okay, let's see. I want to debug key X, and I want to print minimum time and maximum time. Okay, why can I not get it to work as a debug with a debug key? Why you do this to me? Or maybe I have to hold control or something? No. Execute when paused, yes. Okay, no, it still doesn't work. Why? You know what? Fuck it. I can just do it on begin play. Okay, not port, not 7. Okay. How come? Not 4, not 7. Okay, that's fine. That gives me actual curve. That actually gives me a timeline length. That's pretty useful. That means I don't have to fuck with the timeline itself. That will make a lot more scalable. Cool. So that actually does give me range. Okay, here I want to do a few things. First, we're gonna do once, and we will. Yeah, it's pretty useful, man. I've just learned that you can do it right now. I mean, earlier today, and it does make it so much more straightforward at debugging and trying to figure out why stuff works or doesn't. Didn't even know we can do that until like earlier today. Did it by accident. Right. So what I wanted to do is on the first tick, get the max, get the duration of a timeline. I want to get. That's a good question. I mean, I guess every single timeline would start at 0, but having it as a mechanic to check probably not a bad idea. So, in case I would fuck up a value at some point, at least I can make it work. Although that's gonna just cause issues later on anyway, because I always start from 0. Yeah, I just need max time. Nice thing about it is that now I can make it a private, because whenever you plug in curve, it will automatically set that value. Cool. So that should work. And now I should be able to add local rotation based on tick. And then multiply by this. Okay. Multiplying rotation might be a bit difficult, because I know that Unreal doesn't really like that. Can I just multiply rotation? Okay, now it's fine. I had small concerns about it, but seems like it's gonna be working okay. Is there easy way to flip it? No, doesn't seem like it. Where is it? Yeah, rotator is not selectable. Interesting, because it's not a vector wildcard. It's fine. We should rename it rotation speed. No, my main problem. No, actually, I think that should be fine, because that value will always I believe like from here it should always return a 1. Maybe if there is a time range, maybe there's also value range. Get value range. Oh, that's nice. I could probably also normalize these. Okay, I could get float value and then have this float value return as normalized. I probably don't have to run this function every single time. Better if I just store it. Set mean curve value, maximum curve value. Why you don't have geometric cache component? Geometric cache, get world time elapsed. That's integer. Hmm. Okay, now that is fine. Okay, what exactly is geometric cache? Component. Okay, just record this quickly. Fuck off, will you? Okay, what I was going to do now is I read those to figure out why the fuck it didn't work. Asset properties base. I guess I added geometry cache, but it's a bit bloated. Get world time. I guess I could just. I guess technically I could just get delta second. I could get time elapsed plus this. And then now get to reset. Where am I calling this? I've looked so many things at once and getting lost in all that. Okay, in here I'm storing values. We're storing starter values. No, store curve values. And you're going to do it once at the first time you run. Then what you're gonna do in here is get reset time elapsed. The real question is, do I need this? If I could just run this on tick. Because realistically, I don't need this if I don't have to store the world delta time. So I could just get this, just count time. So if time elapsed, and then if this is greater or equal we're gonna set time elapsed to 0. If you're greater than timeline duration, we're gonna set time elapsed to 0. And that way I don't need this. All I need is for this to be... No, I cannot have it as a pure function because then it will not update. No, it would update this value, I think. Because function is not local. We need you with float output, and that's going to be time elapsed. If it's not bigger, I mean, either way, what I want anyway is to return this time elapsed value. The only difference that if this time elapsed is greater, it will reset to 0 and start adding again. Okay, so that will basically be my solution for resetting timeline. I guess it would be a good solution to have this as a plugged value that I source externally for modularity purposes. So have this added and return time elapsed. And for this, we're gonna use minimum and max curve value. And what this basically would allow me to do is I can select if I want to have a static rotation or other rotation. Now the question is, do I want to do it? Do I want to do this if statement on every single tick? I mean, it's not a big deal. It is just checking if it's true or not. So I guess I might as well. This is a simple static rotation. That spins on tick times I do need to multiply this value by delta second so that it spins with same speed regardless of frame rate. Okay, so why you're not complaining? Because this is killed. Do I need this at all? Let's think about it now. I don't actually need these timeline duration, rest time. I think this might not actually be required anymore because what this does is basically one time get all the values from curve, and then it just takes these values and then get time elapsed. Basically, it takes time elapsed and then if it's bigger than timeline, it resets it to 0 and it returns this value. And then in here, it will always give me a correct output. And in here, I'm normalizing it. And since I'm already working on delta second, I don't have to worry about the rotation speed being variable, but varied based on frame rates. Cool, that should work. Rotate based. Oh, I actually need also on disable rotation. Stop. On disable, I want to do this. I probably won't use it, but having it as option is probably helpful. Now I'm gonna rename it a toggle. To go back from the Sweating my balls is so fucking hot. So fucking hot. Okay, so okay. Utility. Uh, I mean, technically, there's some methods I could use to make the timeline adjustable, but hmm, okay. Actually, I could maybe. Yeah, I think making a scalar would be really fucking good, because then I could adjust speed easily. Okay, now I have to think about how to do that, because then I can use it for like all obstacles in the game, if I do that properly. What I need to do is I get the minimum time. Minimum is pretty much always going to be 0. I need to do some fuckery to return the correct value in here. Okay, so what do I want is I need to have a curve duration. And This gets time elapsed based on curve duration. Which is necessary. I need to rethink about how I do that. So let's say I have a new variable, desired length. What I should probably do would be normalize the curve. Well, I could either have all curves from 0 to 1. It would be easy to do, but I don't trust myself in sticking to it because, well, no. But genuinely, I think this would be easiest way to do. How the fuck do I do that? Let's say I have a float value that can be anything for now. What I would really want to do probably is to normalize it and multiply it by its max length, and that would scale up. So that would be a first way to go about that. Okay. So normalize and multiply. That's what I can use for return. But now I need to think about okay, I think I have an idea what I need to do. Huh? What? Oh, it's it's just a stupid video I made. Okay, I want to have a desired length, so I want to make sure that this and then I can return this as normalized float. And the range going from 0 to this. So that will return me 0 to 1 value. And then I can multiply this by curve duration. That should work. That means it should all be scaled. And I don't have to be accurate because I'm lazy. Let's see. Have a new curve base. And in here, I'm gonna plug a rotation speed that needs to be adjustable. What is wrong with you? Okay. Some key got stuck in my keyboard. That was weird. What happened to this keyboard? I'm gonna have to call it today and fix my keyboard